IndieFlix is a multi-platform distribution company. We deliver DVD and streaming from our own site, indieflix.com.
We're a North American-based sales agent. We really started representing American indies.
I mean, our focus is, so we're a UK distributor based in London, and I mean, effectively, we've sort of been a social enterprise. Actually, some people could argue a charity, you know, sometimes it feels that way.
Content to iTunes, Netflix, Hulu, Babblegum, mobile, so that a filmmaker, if you're a filmmaker, you can put your content on IndieFlix and have up to, right now, about 9 revenue streams. We deliver globally. We can geo-filter, and you keep your rights. It's non-exclusive. You can sell it from your own site, or you can work with other people. You can work with other distributors. We feel that every film has its own path to success. And we work with you, marketing, and I also am a filmmaker, and I created this company with my producing partner when I was very disappointed in the distribution offers we got 4 or 5 years ago, traveling the world with our films and winning awards and seeing that I realized I knew nothing about distribution, which is so funny that now I have founded a distribution company, but it's very different than standard distribution. We're sort of we are the new model. I think we're going to become the new standard.
And bringing those out to the world, there was kind of a hole, and there still is a hole for these films, which, while American content is really widely distributed, there are a lot of small American films that don't leave the US. And so our initial focus was taking these films, bringing them to all the international film markets and finding partners, and not looking for huge MGs, not looking for a lot of money, but the exposure of these filmmakers. Kind of somewhere along the road, we also saw that there were a lot of films outside the US that were also not being represented in the right way, so the goal was to bring those back to the US and then sell as well in other territories. So over the past year, we've worked with filmmakers from Iceland, Argentina, the Philippines, Singapore, Quebec in Canada as sort of like a minority region in Canada, looking at filmmakers now in Serbia. We're doing an Aboriginal project from Australia. And so for us, the focus is, it comes down to movies we love, and a lot of the time the movies that we love are movies that are really auteur-driven, director-driven projects from communities, filmmaking communities that aren't always represented by other sales agents.
These films around social issues, so some of the films we do are Food Inc., about the food industry, Age of Stupid, about climate change. We did End of the Line, which, you know, and Burma VJ. So there's a wide range of issues, and effectively, so this is, you know, we're always trying to find that label for it, but, you know, social issues, you know, is more and more popular. And effectively, as a business, I guess the best way to describe it is, rather than just being all about profit, we actually have like, I think the phrase is a double bottom line, where as well as making, you know, well, being a business and generating revenue and making profit, that there's also a social issue cause that's important to us.
One of the things that we're really seeing is that when you premiere at a festival, I mean, even at Sundance coming up, 80% of those films won't sell at Sundance. So what do? You have to have that strategy conversation beforehand that says, wait, it would be amazing if somebody comes in, Fox Searchlight wants to buy your movie that you're premiering at Sundance, and they're going to take it for the world. Reality is that's not really happening anymore, so what is that strategy? And so for us, we are trying to work with the filmmakers, and we do festival programming, we do non-theatrical programming, we do these kind of windows, and are now looking again at, can we do a VOD window online, or can we do kind of an exclusive window while we're waiting to find the other distributor, so that the film doesn't sit for a year until it comes out and all of that publicity you had at Sundance, or all the publicity you had at Berlin, or whatever it is, dies.
So one of the key things we look at when we're acquiring films, and I mean, the majority of the films we do now are documentaries, but we are, you know, we're not exclusive documentary. It happens to go that way. But, you know, we'd love to do a film like, say, Syriana, for example. I mean, obviously that's, you know, the studio level, but, you know, that's the type of thing. Because actually, at last night's panel, you know, that was said that, you know, film has this amazing power to change things. And so, you know, we're trying to tap into that and grow that, basically.
We actually have filmmakers that we're working with now who are in development. Others that are in shooting, all phases actually. There are a handful that are shooting right now, and they'll be done like December 21st. And we have others who have just completed their films, and they are waiting to hear about festivals, and we're talking to them as well. To some of, and this is really encouraging, is some of them feel that if they don't get into Sundance and they don't get into, like the next big one, they're actually looking to use the following festival as a launch pad. We had experimented with doing some screenings, very small local screenings at theaters and libraries and alternative sort of venues, and it still was really hard to get people to take the time and come and watch, even meet the filmmaker. And so we brought it even closer to home, and we started having screenings at local Starbucks in our neighborhoods. And the first one that we did, which was actually 2 weeks ago, we had 110 people show up, and we just showed 3 award-winning short films.
Yeah, that would fill a Starbucks.
And we had 82 people sign up on a clipboard. Just carry a clipboard everywhere you go, because if someone wants to know more about you or your film, get their information, because there's an audience member who may tell 1 or 2 other people, and it just grows exponentially. It seems like it's sort of like, how do you make friends? It's simple. You just start having dialogue with them. Don't say, check this out, or go here, but share stuff with them. Have authentic, true conversation. I find it really interesting that the internet, in the beginning, when we first all started to sort of embrace it, we could be anonymous. We could just say whatever we wanted to say. But now, it seems that you have to be really authentic and transparent and real in order for people to connect with you on the internet. You can't just BS your way around. People want to see something real.
I think, and people can forget this, where growing importance is key, but it works on 2 fronts, because it is good. You want people to watch the film, but inherently down the line, it makes it more attractive. Imagine you're a cinema owner. Which film am I going to book? And if you're a filmmaker with a massive audience, you're interesting. It's come from both ways, actually, because with the MG model, especially so if a film shows it, Hot Docs or another festival and does well, the price also goes high. So there is a benefit in working with filmmakers for distributors. At the same time, filmmakers, you want to get money, so you've got to try and find that balance. You want the big MG, but in Franny's case,